Lighting, man. Who would have thought these are things you have to think about? I don't have my KitchenAid plugged in. 1 second. They're so cute. These ones touch, but we're not going to talk about it. Hi, welcome to the first episode of Recreating Recipes from Culinary School. How this series is going to go is I'm going to go in chronological order of what I learned from culinary school. I still have all my recipes from culinary school, so I'm going to start from the beginning. I'm actually going to do 2 recipes today because they are very similar to one another. We'll be making chocolate chip cookies and peanut butter cookies. And I remember my first day of culinary school when they said we were going to make cookies. I was like, we're making cookies on the first day? That's so... what? You know what I mean? But I am much more humble than I was before. I have all my ingredients out, but we do need a mise en place. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's see if this works. I hope that transition worked. I don't know. I have my mise en place all set up. We have the peanut butter cookie on this side and chocolate chip cookie on this side. The recipes I kept exactly the same. I did a half recipe just because I don't really have anyone to give these cookies to, and probably what I'm going to do with the series is that I'm going to do half recipes because a lot of the recipes are meant for full recipes and or recipes that are made to be in bulk. So I actually don't have a huge sweet tooth, which I know doesn't make any sense because I am a pastry chef, but yeah, I definitely enjoy savory items much more. So these are half recipes. The only thing I've changed is the recipe called for bread flour, which I don't have bread flour. Although now that I'm thinking about it, once I hit the bread module, I will actually need bread flour. But for this recipe, I have just done all-purpose flour. These recipes are basically identical, except the measurements are slightly different, and the chocolate chip cookie recipe calls for baking soda, and the peanut butter cookie recipe calls for baking powder. The recipe did say to add nuts as an option, but I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to do chocolate chip cookies with just the chips, and I think to add a little pizzazz, because I do have some salted caramel that I've made, I'm going to add some salted caramel to the chocolate chip cookie and also some flaky sea salt on top. And for the peanut butter one, I'm going to keep it basic, and then I'll add some chocolate chips to a couple of them. So let's get started. We're using the creaming method for this. So I'm going to add my butter. Hello. And my sugar. And we're going to cream. I don't have my KitchenAid plugged in. 1 second. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, after creaming, I am going to add the egg in, which technically I am adding a little too much egg, but it's only by like 0.5 ounces, so it's fine. And while the egg's in, I'm also going to be adding some vanilla extract. I usually actually prefer vanilla bean paste over vanilla extract, just because there's more flavor. There's actual vanilla bean seeds in it. But for a cookie recipe, it doesn't really matter because it doesn't make a huge difference. It actually kind of does make a difference. But for the purposes of recreating these recipes, I will try to stay as true to them as possible. So we'll do the vanilla extract. This is how our dough is looking. I am going to sift in, which technically for cookie recipes, you don't really have to sift the flour and the leavening agent, which in this case is baking soda, but there were some clumps in the flour and the baking soda, so I just want to make sure that all of that gets incorporated. Okay, first mix. It's always better to add flour in increments just because sometimes you can get pockets of flour and it doesn't mix in as evenly. It's not completely necessary, but it's just a habit that I've created, so I always do it in increments. It's technically not necessary, but it is better. You should do it. And you should always scrape the sides of the bowl. Did I already say that? I don't remember. I'm not gonna mix this too much just because it's mixed in pretty well. I am just going to eyeball this part just because I don't really need to measure out how many chocolate chips I need. I'd say like that much. And we'll see how we feel about that. Look at this dough though, it's so pretty. I think my favorite thing about making stuff, about baking, is that you really see how things transform. And it sounds a little silly, like it's such a small aspect of it, but even this dough color is so pretty. Okay, I'm just gonna mix this by hand. That's the dough. Gorgeous. Okay, so, okay, I think it needs more chocolate chip cookies. Chocolate chip cookies? It needs more chocolate chips. It's not enough. Okay, better. Also, maybe it's because I'm in this mentality of I'm recreating things from culinary school. The way I'm working right now is very culinary school-esque. Like, I have everything measured out. I'm cleaning as I'm going. My chefs would be very proud. Okay, so just some parchment paper. Oh my God! Can we appreciate this? Maybe it's just me, but can we appreciate how good I just cut that piece of parchment? It's the little things, you guys. Also, see, this is a half recipe, but this is gonna make so many cookies. Okay, so all my cookies are scooped out. Oh, they're so satisfying. See, so even a half recipe made 3, 6, 8.5. I'm gonna go ahead and throw these in the fridge for about 20 minutes to half an hour, just because if I put these in the oven right now, the dough is way too soft. Also, it's still really hot in Korea right now. The house is at 28.5 degrees Celsius, which I think is, I don't even know in Fahrenheit anymore. 20 degrees Celsius is 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 72. So then 28 would be like 90 something. Anyway, so if I bake these off right now, they'll be too soft. They'll get spread really thin, and then they'll be just really crispy instead of the really nice crunchy on the outside, chewy on the inside cookie. So you always want to make sure that you are refrigerating or freezing your dough. I'm actually going to refrigerate some of these, but I will bake some of these off today too. So let's go ahead and put them in the fridge. So while I'm waiting for the chocolate chip cookies to get cold, I'm going to go ahead and get started on the peanut butter cookie, but I am going to turn this into a short video instead of a longer video. So if you want to watch that video, make sure you go check my shorts. While I'm waiting for the dough to get cold, I'm going to do the dishes, which is my least favorite part. I mean, there's not that many, but I still hate it. Also, random fun fact, I grew up in a Korean household, so we didn't use the dishwasher. We did everything by hand. So I never used the dishwasher until, well, I've used commercial dishwashers, but I never used a house dishwasher until I was like 26. And then I swore by dishwashers because I hated doing the dishes. But now that I am in Korea, nobody has used this dishwasher in like 10 years, so we don't even know if it works. So I just wash everything by hand. But it's okay. It's the little things. It's not that big of a deal. Dishes are done, and I need to preheat the oven. I actually don't have a regular oven. In Korea, many people don't use their ovens. Actually, many households don't have ovens as well, because in Korean cuisine, we actually don't really use ovens. So a lot of people have toaster ovens. We have an oven in the house, which this is much smaller than your average oven in the States, but it hasn't been used in, no one has used it in 12 years, and it's gas, which baking, you can use gas, but gas is not ideal. You want to use electric or a hybrid. A lot of commercial kitchens will have ovens that are hybrid, both gas and electric, and maybe in another video I'll explain why it's better. Okay, so I'm kind of racing the clock here because the sun is about to set. I have an hour or so. The cookie dough is still too soft to put in the oven, so I've thrown it in the freezer. I'm only going to bake off 4, which is way less than I had planned, but that's okay. So I'm going to wait about 10 more minutes, and then I think I'm going to throw them in the oven. Okay, so as soon as I said that I'm racing the sun, a cloud decided to cover the sun. So, but it's fine. It's fine. So now I'm just pacing because now I'm feeling anxious about when I can bake the cookies. But it's fine. It'll be fine. Lighting, man. Who would have thought? These are things you have to think about. Okay. Cookies are ready, I think, so let's just check on them. I need a bigger freeze. My only concern is how much they're gonna spread out, but I guess we'll find out. These in. Fingers crossed. They're so cute. So cookies are almost done. I'm gonna drizzle salted caramel on just one of the chocolate chip cookies. I'm so excited. I actually haven't made cookies in so long. Okay, cookies are done, so I'm gonna go get them out of the oven. Look at how beautiful they are. They're so cute. These ones touch, but we're not going to talk about it. While this one is still hot, I'm going to add just a touch of flaky sea salt. Just a little bit. And then the other one I will keep just plain. Just plain. Just the regular schmegular chocolate chip cookie. Okay, I'm going to let these cool down, and then we'll have a taste. Look at them. Okay, the peanut butter ones definitely held their shape way better than the chocolate chip ones. I will say, even though I am not a huge dessert person, I do enjoy a cookie every once in a while. So I actually was really excited about this one. And this one is so pretty. I'm actually the most impatient person that I know. It's really hard waiting for these to finish cooling down. Ugh, they're too warm to eat right now. Okay, so the sun is almost set, and there's also a cloud that's covering the sun, so I'm gonna finish this up really quick. I threw the peanut butter cookies in the oven just a little bit longer. I forgot that they do take a little bit longer than chocolate chip cookies do. So I threw those in for a little longer, but they're still really hot. But I'm gonna go ahead and taste the salted caramel one. Ah, look how pretty that is. So cute. And it's still really warm and really gooey inside. Yeah. Yeah. It's like the perfect. Wow, that's so good. I don't remember it being this good. It's like the perfect crunch on the outside. I mean, it's still a little bit warm, so it'll probably get crunchier once it's completely cooled down. But perfect consistency of crunchy on the outside and soft and gooey on the inside. Yeah. Okay, I can't have too much because it's sweet. And some milk. Thank you so much for watching my first episode of recreating recipes from culinary school. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.